Hi there, and thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at Lesson 1.2, Part 1, Solving Multi-Step Equations. Today's notes are just going to have 7 things in them, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to make sure you understand is we're breaking up Lesson 1.2 over 3 days. Today we're just learning two-step equations. Tomorrow will be multi-step equations with like terms, and then the third day will be multi-step equations with a distributive property. The first thing we want to make sure is anytime we try to solve a multi-step equation, you always want to simplify each side of the equation first, if necessary, and then use the inverse operations to isolate the variable. Go ahead and take time now to pause the video here so you can write down these sentences, and then once you're done, click play so we can go in and see how it's done. So here's the first example. Anytime you have multi-step equations, which are two-step equations, which just means you see addition or subtraction and multiplication or division, you're always going to start with addition or subtraction, okay? So always start with addition or subtraction. So I'm going to add 13 to both sides. And again, here's my equation sign. So these 13s cancel out. I have 2.5x, and then over here I'll have 15. And then the last step I'm going to do is divide because I see multiplication. These 2.5s are going to cancel out, so all I have left on the left side is x, and then 15 divided by 2.5 will give me 6. So x is equal to 6 would be the answer. Remember, you can go back and check your solution. 2.5 times 6 minus 13 is equal to 2. Here's another example. We have negative 3x plus 5 is equal to 2. Again, I'm going to start with addition or subtraction first, and then do multiplication or division. M or D, sorry. So I'm going to subtract 5 first from both sides. 2 minus 5, that's going to give me a negative 3, and then I still have this negative 3x over here. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3 since I see multiplication. X will be equal to a positive 1. Okay? So what we're going to try here is I'm going to get you to try this one on your own. You might want to write these steps down in your notes. So step 1, you always want to start with undoing addition or subtraction inverse operation. And then step 2, multiplication or division inverse operation. Okay, so that's your simple two-step equation. Let's go ahead and take time now to just pause the video here so you can try it on your own, and once you're done, click play so you can check your work. Alright, so you first should have added 3 to both sides. These are going to cancel out, so we have 2x and 8. Once we get this step down, we're going to divide both sides by 2, so your answer, x is equal to 4. They should go by a little bit quicker once you get the hang of it. Here are 2 more that you're going to try. Again, let's pause first to try it. Once you're done, click play to check your work. Alright, so for number 3, we're going to subtract 12 from both sides first. These 12s cancel out. 4 minus 12 is negative 8, or 4 and negative 12. And then we have 2x is equal to negative 8. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. X is equal to negative 4. Over here, I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. These cancel out. I have negative 25 on the right side, and then still negative 5c on the left. Dividing both sides by negative 5, c is equal to positive 5. Here's another one you're going to try. This one looks a little bit different. Remember, m over 2 is the same thing as saying m divided by 2, so just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and pause here so you can try it by yourself, and once you're done, click play. Alright, so we're going to start with subtracting 6 from both sides. So we have 4 is equal to, oh sorry, that's a bad 4. Let's fix that. Woo. There we go. M over 2. Remember, m over 2 just means m times 2, or sorry, m divided by 2, so I'm going to times on both sides to get rid of it. M is equal to 8. Okay? Last one, this one, and then we're going to talk one more thing about just a refresher. The formula D is equal to 1/2 N plus 26 relates the nozzle pressure N in pounds per square inch of a fire hose, and the maximum horizontal distance of water reaches D in feet. How much pressure is needed to reach a fire 50 feet away? So I know D stands for distance, so using this formula here that's given to us, sorry, I'm having trouble with my pen. We're going to replace D with 50. So 50 is equal to 1/2 N plus 26. What I want you to do is go ahead and try to solve for N. So let's go ahead and pause here so you can try solving, and once you're done, click play to check your work. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is get rid of my addition or subtraction. So I'm going to be subtracting 26 from both sides. So 50 minus 26 is going to give me 24. So 24 is equal to 1/2 N. Okay, there are two different ways you can do this, and I'm going to kind of rewrite this over here. Opposite, 1/2 N is equal to 24. Some of you saw that 1/2 was being multiplied, so you divided by 1/2. Dividing by 1/2 is the same thing as multiplying by its inverse. Okay, these two are the same thing. So really all you had to do was multiply by the inverse on both sides. Okay, and I really like that way just because it gets a little bit easier. These two are going to cancel out, so N is equal to 48. Okay, yay. The last one, we just want to make sure that you're good with mathematical terminology. Let's see if you can pause the video now and see if you remember what these words mean. Once you're done, click play to see what they actually are standing for. All right, sum you should have is addition, difference is subtraction, product means multiplication, and quotient means division. You will have some of these questions on your homework tonight, so I wanted to make sure that you're still aware of that. Is always represents equals to, or this is the actual answer. No, remember how we say x is 4? That just means x equals 4. Okay? That's going to conclude our notes for today. Just make sure you have those 7 things written down. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next.